Hey everybody! Welcome back to another episode of Just Talk About Game. I'm here, my sidekick is here,
Here.
and so is our guest. Let's get started. Who do we have on today's show?
Today we have one truly amazing, talented young beauty queen, Hensley Carroll.
Well, I can't wait to hear all about her. So, go grab our snacks, sit back, relax, and as always,
Enjoy the show.
Hensley, welcome to the show. We're glad you could join us for an episode of Just Talk About Game.
I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you for being on. Let's get into it. So,
Yes,
can you
sir.
can you share a bit of your journey about how you got started in pageants?
I actually had to beg my parents for 2 years to let me compete in a pageant that was geared at donating money towards cancer research. So even though it was a very beneficial pageant for the community, I had to beg them for 2 years to let me compete. And they said it would just be one pageant. 6 years later, it was not one pageant.
No, it's just one very, very long consecutive.
Oh, of
Yes,
course, just
that's
one.
a good
It's
way
just
to.
one very long pageant.
Yeah.
Exactly. You have to tell your parents, see, it is just one pageant. It's just a long one. I like that.
So, what do you enjoy the most about competing in pageants?
Oh, I've always been a huge fan of just the whole element of one, getting to meet new people. I am absolutely a people person and I love to see all these girls from all these different states. But I'm also a huge fan of like getting on stage and just working my stuff. I love modeling and that's absolutely my favorite. I just love being on stage.
That is really cool because I don't like people looking at me. So I would just be like, please stop looking at me. Just close your eyes and I'll walk down to the end. So, how has being involved in pageants shaped, who you are today?
Oh my goodness. I mean, you can look back at me when I was 9 years old before I started pageants, and I am a completely different person. I was a horse girl. I hated public speaking. Like, I could barely even recognize myself. And now I'm confident. I'm eager and ready to do interviews like this. Like, I barely even recognize myself as a little kid. And even it's only been 6 years, but between everything that I've learned in pageantry and growing up a little bit, I am such a completely different, more confident person who's ready for the future.
Oh, that's really cool.
That
That's
is, that
awesome.
is, yeah. So, who would you say is your biggest inspiration in the pageant world?
My biggest inspiration is actually my oldest sister queen, Carly, the International United Ms. She has the most amazing story with pageantry and with IUM specifically. She's competed so many times, and even though that sounds bad, like it's a story of resilience. She's never given up, and she's taken every critique they've given her and just become this absolute like she's one of the most perfect pageant girls I've ever seen. I don't believe in perfect pageant girls, and she's like the epitome of everything I think of when I think of that ideal queen. She's the biggest role model to me, and I love her so much. And if she was listening to me right now, she'd be giggling and being like, "Well, Hensley, you're a great pageant girl too." But she's just the greatest role model ever, and she's also a fantastic big sister that you wouldn't even believe. It's like someone that awesome shouldn't be such an amazing big sister.
Oh, that's really neat. I mean, especially like you said, someone that awesome shouldn't be a good big sister. So see, there you go. That's pretty. That's kind of cool. I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
So, how do you handle the pressure of competition and balance that with school, pageant training, other activities?
Yeah, I am homeschooled, so I am very good at balancing both my high school work, my college work, my pageant coaching, and competing in pageants, as well as I'm applying for a job right now. And it's a lot, especially for a high school student. I'm sure a lot of people look at my life and think that, oh my goodness, she must have everything together. But I'm a huge proponent of getting help when you need it. So
Right.
my family is huge in helping me schedule out my life. I see a counselor because every single thing, I feel like every person, even if you're not struggling with anything, should see a counselor because having that person that you can trust with any and every little minute detail of your life is the greatest thing ever.
That is
That
true.
is true. Yeah, I was homeschooled too for high school. I'd like to think that it helped me balance everything better.
Yeah.
It did not. No, I'm terrible at scheduling.
I think that homeschooling is fantastic. You have a great freedom in both what you take as well as, when you do your homework.
Yeah,
That's true.
exactly.
That is
I have
true.
to constantly ask what day it is, so that's how bad I am at scheduling.
Yeah. That I've seen it, Hensley. It's not pretty.
Yeah, it's a miracle I get to class on time in my university classes.
I do online university classes, so I mean, it's not too difficult, but I'm kind of a last minute person sometimes, and that's not fantastic. I should not be a last minute person, especially because I'm doing college classes, but
Right.
I always manage to get everything submitted before the due date.
There you
There you
go.
go. You're doing that.
Now, see, in comparison, I'm kind of like you, Hensley. I have my schedule, and I have like this
Yeah.
this like so ornately planned out, highlighted, multicolored calendar that no one in the household looks at. Like no one. I'm like, but it's on the calendar, and
But it's there.
everybody's exactly. And I'm like, and I've planned it out for the entire like 2-3 months, so everything is there. Nobody
I
looks.
wouldn't survive without the calendar app on my phone. We used to do paper calendars, and then my mom realized that with the phone, it's like you can like share calendars and stuff, and it's the most fantastic thing ever. Because I'll be asking her, oh, what time is my coaching session today? Or what time is this? Or what time is that? And she'll be like, it's on the calendar, Hensley.
Yeah. Well, see, no one pays attention to the phone, me sharing. So I
Yeah,
thought,
Post it on the fridge.
post
People
it
are
on the
reading.
fridge. People actually use the
that's
fridge.
smart.
They'll eat, or to eat, and they'll read. No,
No,
still doesn't happen. So
you tell me every
It's
day.
okay. One day.
one day,
All right. So you were the International United Miss Junior Teen 24-25 winner. Tell us what winning the crown and what other responsibilities came with it that people might not know about.
I mean, winning the crown, it was the most ecstatic moment of my life. I've been preparing for this title for over 3 years. I've been doing coaching sessions religiously just to get ready because every single critique that I've ever received from a pageant, I think about it, unless it's incredibly negative. I take it to heart and I figure out exactly what I can do to get better at that thing, whatever it is. It doesn't matter if it's the smallest thing or a really big part of my interview answer. I'm going to do my best to become better at that.
right?
And so it was all this build up and build up and build up. And I was a runner up for the preteen title. So I genuinely thought, I'm like, there's no way I'm in top 5 right now. And then there's no way I'm in top 2 right now. She's definitely going to call the other title. And then I was like, there's no way. She just called South Carolina. And my brain just malfunctioned. You can probably see it in my crowning photos. I was like, not even here. But honestly, what I think that most people don't realize, and it is not with most pageant systems. IUM is so completely unique with how our title holders interact with each other that definitely most people don't realize just how much of a big sister I am to these girls. I know I'm a junior teen, and technically I am one of the younger queens, but my little preteen, my junior preteen, my princess, and my NUM Little Miss, I'm like that big sister role model to them because I'm old enough to be a big sister, but I'm not too old that I'm like an uncool person. So
Right.
I'm like that one that I'll get a random call on Tuesday at 6 o'clock and it's Mila, my junior preteen, and she's like, Hensley, and I'm like, yeah, and she's like, my boyfriend is being irritating, and it is all about being this super cool big sister. And I don't think that many people realize just how close we are. Like, whenever I get married, I know I'm 16 now, but like, these girls will be at my wedding. They are going to be in every single part of my life because they are basically family to me at this point. And I never really expected that because I haven't seen it with many other pageants.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's pretty
That is pretty cool.
interesting. That's pretty cool
When you
because
all
Yeah,
like come together like that. Yeah.
absolutely, you don't think
absolutely.
when you see like pageants or pageant
You
girls
don't
and
think
things, you
that
don't think
Hmm.
that this bond can actually
exists.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really neat.
Yeah. But I'm going to continue talking to these girls for the rest of my life, and it'll be so wild watching, like, my princess, Briley, she's 7. I can't even imagine her being, like, an adult. That, I can't even imagine, and I'm so lucky that I get to watch all of these littles grow up into the beautiful confident young women that I'm sure they are going to be. And I'm so lucky that I get to be a part of them, like as a whole, a part of their lives.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
That is. So, how do you use your title to make a positive impact in your community?
I have done so many things, but one of my favorite things ever is I get to go to schools and I read books to children. It's called Read with a Queen, and it is one of my favorite things to do ever. I have spoken to over 7,000 students just
Wow.
since
Wow.
I won my South Carolina junior team title. And even though I have given that up, I am working towards an even bigger number. But it is my favorite thing ever because it's these little girls that they go, "Oh my gosh, you're a princess. Do you live in a castle?"
Oh,
And
how cute.
obviously I say yes. Who doesn't
Yeah,
live in a castle?
obviously.
It's just amazing to see this spark of joy in the younger ones and in the older ones when they're asking, "Oh, did you compete? How did you win?" And explaining the entire process, they always get so awestruck that it's this huge stage and all these girls from all these different states. They just think it is the most fantastic thing ever. And I've actually had multiple girls from schools sign up for state pageants for IUM, and it is so cool because these little girls are getting inspired to be princesses just like I am.
Oh, that is awesome.
That is. So, has winning a pageant changed your perspective on, your future plans?
Uh, I mean, I've always had plans. I am a dual enrolled student, so I'm homeschooled as well as going to Trident Technical College so that I will graduate from high school with my associate's degree. I've always had a college that I plan to go to, but honestly, I feel like having this title has made me realize that I can't rush because this title is only for 1 year. I need to sit back and relax and enjoy it. Now, do I do much relaxing? No. But it's making me realize that I can't just rush through all of this. A state pageant, I know it's just 1 day at the state pageant, but it's getting to sit down to dinner with my directors and my queens afterward and just taking a breath instead of just going to sleep and going to the next thing. And it's made me realize, honestly, that maybe I'm not going to rush directly into college. Maybe I'm going to take a break and sit back and relax so that I can truly enjoy it instead of having it just be like a stressor in my life.
Right. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
Yeah,
that answer kind of it leads nicely into my question
yeah,
about your nonprofit Focus with Hensley. And so I'm really curious about the nonprofit itself. And then I kind of want to
yeah,
know what made you want to start Focus with Hensley and how do you hope to see it evolve? So you see how that last question just really did
yeah.
so nicely into this one.
Yeah, I did. So I first started Focus Out with Hensley when I was 10 years old, and I had first started pageants. I had no idea what a platform was. I heard all of these girls at this pageant talking about platforms, and I was like, "Oh, what is that? It sounds so cool." So I did all this research on platforms, and I obviously learned what they are. But I saw all these, I mean, hundreds and hundreds of platforms that I was like, "Oh my goodness, these all seem amazing." But I would kind of like to do my own thing. Maybe I don't want to stick to just one thing. I don't want to stick to just cleaning up beaches or doing blood drives and all of those platforms are amazing. But I wanted to be able to continue doing the kind of community service I was doing. And that was any project that came my way. So then was born Focus Out with Hensley, where I essentially instruct girls on how to be a community servant, easy, fun ways to do community service, and how you can focus outside of yourself and on the community around you. And that was really the main part of that was just me doing community service and teaching other girls about it through social media, through teaching in schools and things like that. And all of a sudden, I noticed all of these girls on social media not only following along with Focus Out, but following in such a way that they were posting everything that I posted. They were re-sharing all my stories. I'm not great at the social media, so pardon if my lingo isn't up to date.
Oh,
But
that's
That's
okay.
okay.
We're horrible at
they
Yeah,
social
we are
media too.
too.
We both
Yeah.
bear with me. But they were just being absolutely fantastic participants in Focus Out. So I decided to start the ambassadorship program. So now I have over 200 ambassadors for Focus Out, and they are all over the world. I have multiple ambassadors in other countries that are out there serving with Focus Out, and it is really, really amazing. I decided to make it into a nonprofit organization so that I could do even more projects involving food insecurity. I have built refrigerated blessing boxes in my hometown, and I'm looking to grow that globally. I'm so, so excited and eager for the opportunities that being a nonprofit will and have opened up for me.
That is pretty
That
neat.
is amazing. Yeah.
No, out of all of your like services, and what is the one that sticks out to you the most? What's the one service opportunity that you could say, yes,
Oh,
this sticks out to me the most? Or
yeah.
is there one?
Um, I have done, there's so many. I love to read to schools, like I said, and I love serving with food insecurity with the blessing boxes. But I think that one of my favorite and also least favorite at the same time, I'll explain in a second.
Uh-huh.
But me and my family go and we feed people currently struggling with homelessness in downtown Charleston every first Friday of the month with a ministry called the Hot Dog Ministry. We don't always give out hot dogs because those poor people are so sick of hot dogs
Right.
sometimes. So we like to cook them different meals. Their favorite is chili, but that's a random fun fact. Um, but I love serving there because it really makes me realize what I'm doing. I'm not just putting food in a refrigerator for people to come and take it. I never see those people. I never meet those people. With these people, I get to talk to them. I get to hear their story. I get to really interact and realize how much of an impact this thing that seems maybe so small in my life is doing such wonderful things for them. So, I mean, I'll never forget one of the stories that I heard while talking to the people that I serve. This middle-aged woman who has come every single month that we've been there without fail. She's always so kind and she talks to everyone. And one time I was talking to her and she said, "You know why I'm here, right?" And I said, "No, ma'am, I don't." And she says, well, I take care of my nieces and nephews because their parents aren't in their life. And I use all of my money from my work, from my jobs, to pay for groceries for them at home so that they can eat dinner at home and feel like they have a normal life. So I come here and I eat here so that they can eat at home. And I
Wow.
will never, ever forget that story because I almost started crying
Yeah.
because you
Wow.
never know what these people are going through. They
That
might not
Sure.
actually be homeless. They can absolutely just be having a rough time, or like this woman is, making it so that her nieces and nephews don't have to come to a place that maybe is a little unsafe or absolutely like it feels like an embarrassment sometimes.
right.
So
Right.
being able to serve these people who have personal stories is really what makes it worth it for me.
Oh my gosh,
That,
that is wow.
that is wow. Yeah. Wow.
Whenever I'm asked like, what is your wow story with community
Yeah.
service? That's the one that I share because
That's it.
it
Yeah.
really it was so meaningful to me. And there's so many other stories exactly like that that you it's just kind of a whoa, I did not realize that this person is dealing with so much. And it's like they're smiling and happy every time I talk to them. But when you realize their story, it just makes you realize how much that you're actually doing for them.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
That definitely is the wow story.
That is. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We're gonna go on a quick commercial break.
And guys, would you stay tuned for the fun round?
All righty. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Action Magazine, your front row seat to the world of entertainment. Get the latest news, exclusive stories, and the insider access to the hottest trends and more, all in one place. But here's the twist. Action Magazine isn't just something you read, it's something you experience. Dive deeper with interactive features, immersive videos, and content that comes to life on your screen. For the best experience, view on your computer. Get in on the action. Stay ahead of the curve with stories that move just as fast as you do. Action Magazine. Entertainment redefined. Log on now and experience the difference.
Welcome back to the show, everybody.
Welcome back, guys.
All righty. Time for the fun round.
The fun round. Are you ready, my friend?
I am so ready. Rapid fire. Let's go.
All right,
All
let's go.
right. So first of all, what is your favorite city and why?
I absolutely love this city that most people haven't heard of, but it's Burlington, Vermont. It's where my grandparents are from, and I love going up there because I absolutely love to ski. Fun fact about a little southern girl like me, I am a very good skier, and it is one of my
Uh,
favorite sports.
That, yeah, I couldn't ski. I'd probably like fall on the kiddie slopes. So,
yeah.
Oh, oh, trust me, I fall a lot. Last time I went skiing, I hit a little patch of ice and I absolutely face planted. The
Oh
bruises
oh
all over
no.
me were not pretty.
no.
If you could live anywhere in the world for a year, where would it be?
Alaska, without a shadow of a doubt. I've always wanted to travel there. And I know it's not like fun or international, but it is so gorgeous. I've always wanted to see the Northern Lights, and I would love to just live in this little like mountain cottage with a ski trail, ski in, ski out. I am absolutely a cold weather girly just by living in the South.
Oh no. Okay, that's where I'm gonna have to like fall apart from you, my friend, because cold weather and I are not
I
are
love the cold weather,
yeah,
so I think that'd
you
be
love
fun.
cold.
I
Like,
love the cold. I love
Well,
the snow. I freaked out when it snowed in South Carolina.
oh, I freaked out when it snowed down here in Texas. That was so much fun.
no,
It
see,
was so fun.
Yeah.
y'all can come visit me on the beach, any beach in the world. I'm good. I'll
Oh
save a
yeah.
spot.
All right. If you had to live in a movie or a TV show universe, what would you pick?
Um, okay, so a lot of people haven't heard of this one. Nobody I know has ever seen this show, but I am absolutely addicted to Arcane. It is the show series
Oh, I
based off
love
of
that
the
show
League of
so
Legends video
much.
game.
I love that show
You
so
like
much.
it?
Such a good show. I haven't seen season two
I've
yet because I've
never
been
met
busy with
someone who
schoolwork.
loves it.
Wow.
I am addicted to Arcane, and if I could live there, I absolutely would. I would not want to live in Piltover though, because
Yeah, no.
I wouldn't want to be like a prissy little princess. I would want to like pretend that I could rough it.
Okay, I have no idea what y'all are talking about. So there's that. So see, there is another person that's
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I would absolutely die if I could meet Caitlyn or Jinx, though. And listen, I am a conspiracy theorist about show series. I am 100% convinced that Jinx did not die in the end.
I still haven't seen season two. Dang it. I've been trying to get to it. I just haven't had time.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No worries, no worries.
Oh
Everyone's already
no.
spoiled it for me. It's fine. Because internet
I feel
exists,
so
okay?
bad
That's
now.
okay. That's okay.
Don't come hunt me down. I promise I didn't mean to spoil it.
No,
I'm
no, you're
sorry.
good. It's been out for months. It's fine.
he already
I
knows
already
the
gotten
ending.
spoiled.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
He's
you
already
gotta watch season two. Come
I'm
on,
getting
get
on
on that.
maybe
It's
I'll
so
watch the
good.
first season. There you
It's
go.
actually a good show, yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll join you guys and watch it. I
You have
actually
to.
one of my friends said to watch White Lotus. I think I was probably the only one on the planet that hadn't seen it, and I like.
I haven't seen that,
Okay,
No,
but
I
good.
maybe
I'm
it's
haven't
because
either.
I'm
glad.
16.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. You probably your parents probably won't let you watch it, but
Oh, no,
it
probably not.
yeah, because it's kind of different. But I was sitting there going,
Yeah,
wow, okay, I see what the hype is about. So I'm gonna have to check out
yeah.
what you guys are talking
Yeah.
about.
All right. If you could be a contestant on any game show, what would you pick?
I was ready for this one. America Says. Me and my grandma, we and my grandfather as well before he passed away, we would always watch game shows all night whenever I slept over at their house.
Uh huh.
And me and my grandpa, we would we would act like we were competing on the game show. And America Says was always my favorite. America Says and Family Feud are my two favorite game shows, and I'm 100%
Oh,
convinced
yeah.
that I could win either one of them because I am fantastic at it. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm a book nerd and I know a lot of things about a lot of things, and I know for a fact that I could win America Says easily.
I've
Yeah.
never seen America
I've seen
Says.
a bit of it. I think I could do it pretty
So
well.
Definitely
it's
Family
like
Family
Feud.
Feud, definitely, yeah.
the
That would be
Family Feud is fantastic, but America Says it's a less popular one, but essentially it's like a group of people and there's this little picture, like an outline of the United States, and it's whatever the category is. It's a fill in the blank, but they give you the first letter of each word. So if it's a
wow.
two-letter word, you get two letters, or I mean, two-word answer, you get the first letter of both words. And also,
Okay.
like you can, a lot of the contestants they kind of irritate me sometimes because it's obvious that it's not a really long answer or that it's a shorter answer based on how long the blank is. So
Right.
it sometimes bothers me because I'm like, obviously the thing was basketball or not like golf or something. Like
Oh, that's
it
hilarious.
Yeah.
And even I'm not a sports girly, but I still get the sports ones most of the time.
Alrighty, so would you rather have the ability to fly or be invisible?
Be invisible, to
Oh
be
yeah.
completely honest.
Yeah,
My
that's
friends have judged me for this because every time I'm asked this question, I always say invisible over like super speed or flying or anything because I am very extroverted most of the time, but I also love to just like be by myself. And sometimes it is so much easier if I would just be invisible for a couple minutes. Not to mention, I could like I could sneak into a library after dark and like read all the books and for no nefarious reasons, but I could also be like a superhero or like a cop or something and I could like
true. Yeah,
wait inside of a jewelry store and see if a robber came and if they wouldn't see me there and I wouldn't trip any alarms because I'm see-through and like
Exactly.
I could catch those robbers any day.
Invisibility
yeah, it
rocks.
sounds like fun. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you could only take five things to a desert island, what would they be?
Oh, I always say when it's one thing, I have an answer for it, but you stumped me on this one. Have y'all ever seen the YouTube video where the man gets left on an abandoned island with an entire pallet of silver duct tape and he makes an entire boat out of it and like escapes the island?
I've
I would
not, but
bring a
that sounds
No.
pallet.
amazing.
I would bring a pallet of duct tape because I watched that video like religiously as a kid, so I know exactly how he made that boat out of the pallet wood and the duct tape. So I would bring a pallet of duct tape and then probably a book, absolutely a book. I wouldn't survive without a book or a Kindle because I can't not. And also my Switch because Animal Crossing, I need to keep my streak alive.
Right?
And what's that? Two more things?
Yep.
I would bring I would bring my sister because I don't think A, I could live without her, and B, she's also a lot more active than I am, and she would probably be very helpful in putting together the duct tape boat raft thing. And the last item, this is what I always say, is I would bring Dora's backpack because anything else I could need
It's
Is
in
is
in
there.
in
It's
that
in the
Dora the
backpack.
backpack.
Explorer's
Yeah, it's in
backpack.
the backpack. She has everything in there.
She
She
does.
does. Not to mention the monkey. Boots can come out of the
Exactly.
backpack.
Okay. You got some
That's
great
some great
items.
ones. Yeah.
That's a great answer. That is
The
a
duct tape in the backpack. That's amazing. Yeah.
now
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna have to
Oh yeah.
find this YouTube video of this guy putting together a raft of
I
duct
don't even know who made it, but he essentially got this massive pallet of duct tape, and it's like the whole thing. It's like the wood pallet stacked up with duct tape, and it's also like plastic wrapped, like to
tape. Oh
hold the
wow.
duct tape on the pallet. So he like used the plastic saran wrap stuff to make a sail, and then like used the wood pieces from the pallet and the duct tape. Like it was crazy. He lived for like an entire week on this island with just a packet of duct tape.
Nice. I'm gonna totally have to
Nice.
go find that.
You've got to. It's awesome.
All right. Would you rather have a pet dinosaur or a pet dragon?
Dragon, easy. I love
Absolutely.
dragon books. I am a huge fan of Harry Potter and pretty much anything that involves dragons. I have always thought that the dragons are the coolest thing ever. I would specifically want a purple one because purple is my favorite color, and I would want it to be like cute and stuff and like golden retriever-y, but I also want it to be like scary to like roar at my enemies or not that I have enemies, but like if I did.
Oh yeah. I think I would totally want a dragon. I think I would like a
Yeah.
little red one though. I don't know.
Aw.
Well,
I
I've
would
been
want
thinking
the
about.
big,
Oh,
scary, but cute purple one because I want to
Yeah.
ride on it. I want to be able to fly in the sky.
No, I kind of want to just put it like in my backpack, so I need like a
Oh,
mini
a
one and
mini
like put
one.
it in my
yes.
backpack and just be walking
Where
with it.
he's like big enough that he could like toast your marshmallow, but he's like a
Yeah.
little pet.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. But I was like thinking about the logistics, and I'm like, I have no space for a dragon, and so what I
That's
do
valid.
is I'd like have like a like tiny dinosaur, like a raptor or something, they're like dog size,
Yeah,
and I
That
just
would be so cute.
that would be cute.
I just had like a
Or
raptor.
maybe like a little velociraptor. Like they're
Yes,
so precious. They look like puppies, but they're like dinosaurs.
exactly.
Exactly. Those are awesome.
All right, if you could create your own amusement park ride, what would it look like?
Oh, okay. Let's think. So I absolutely love Universal Studios. I am a huge proponent of roller coasters. I love roller coasters. And did y'all hear that the Rip Ride Rocket in Universal Studios just got taken down? Like it's officially closed.
Oh, that
Oh
sucks.
my
I'm gonna
gosh, how do I
cry
hear
because
that?
I love that roller coaster. Because every time I go down it, I listen to Shania Twain's "Man, I Feel Like a Woman," and it's fantastic. Um, because you get to like pick your song because it's like the rock it, so it's like music themed.
Right.
Okay, but I will say my favorite roller coaster of all time is the Velocicoaster in Universal Studios Islands of Adventure. So I think I'd make it like a super big, super fast, scary roller coaster, like with a like the element of the Rip Red Rocket where you go like partially upside down, like pass vertically down on that big drop, and then like the speed and the twists and the turns of the Velocicoaster. The entire roller coaster would be neon purple though, because why not?
You have to like purple sparkles, like with pink
Oh,
sparkles.
absolutely. And
There you
like
go.
each car is gonna have like, you know, those like LED strips around it?
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be so legendary.
I'm down. I'm coming. I want to be the first rider.
Yes! You and me in the front row.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right. Would you rather have sushi or barbecue?
Sushi. I am a huge sushi girl. I love weird food. Fun fact about me. I'm pretty sure that my grandma's boyfriend would cry because he loves barbecue and does not like sushi. He hates vegetables. He calls it rabbit food. But he makes the most delicious barbecue. It's making my mouth water thinking about it. But the thing with sushi is that you could eat it for the rest of your life and never get sick of it because there are so many different varieties. And sushi is just amazing. I love weird food. I love sushi. I've actually eaten a variety of very strange food. I've accidentally eaten raw squid eye, which was really
Oh,
gross.
Oh no.
But I love calamari and lingua is one of my favorite foods. I won't tell you what that is if you're gonna get grossed out. Um, But I've also actually tried fried frog legs in Louisiana, and those were pretty good.
do they taste like chicken? Do they really
They
taste
Yeah,
like
they
taste
taste
like
chicken?
like
chicken. So
Okay.
huh.
my sister got super grossed out when I was telling her about it, but it essentially tastes like more moist chicken.
Huh. Who would have thought?
And they were actually like delicious. Looking back, it kind of makes my stomach turn because I'm like, that's a frog leg. But when I
Right.
was in the moment, it wasn't that bad. And it tasted good. I just dipped it in ranch.
I'm gonna
I love
have to.
ranch.
Yeah, just
Like
anything.
like
Ranch
fr-
makes anything better.
yeah, like
I can
frog.
go
Oh
Okay,
for it.
yeah.
frog.
Yeah,
And you could fry anything and wouldn't be
Of
able to tell what
course.
it
Yeah.
was.
Absolutely.
absolutely.
In
Really
South
tough.
Carolina, if you've ever been to a hunt club, you've tried fried alligator tail. And my dad is a huge hunter. So almost every time that I would go to the hunt club, there would be someone there with either seafood boil or fried alligator. Or, yeah, alligator. I was about to say crocodile. There's not crocodiles in Charleston.
That's so cool. I mean, yeah, the South has perfected the
Frying
art of
everything.
frying everything and making it
Oh,
taste.
anything. Anything and everything.
All right. You have one person to give a shout out to. Who is it? Why'd you pick them?
Uh, Oh, there's a girl that I have mentored for years now, and her name is Braylee. She is the sweetest thing ever. I've been with her through multiple pageants, and she was, I was the one who taught her her modeling routine the first time that she was ever going on stage without her mom. I absolutely love this kid to the ends of the earth. She's so sweet and so fantastic. I gave her a teddy bear before one of her first pageants that I'd been mentoring her for, and so that she would remember me, and so that backstage, if she got nervous, she could hug this teddy bear and remember what Miss Hensley says, right? Remember that it doesn't matter if you're perfect, just as long as you have fun. Just remember that every time that you hug this bear, Braylee, okay? And so actually, before I competed at IUM the first time, she got me a little, you know, like a Barbie, like Chelsea doll where it's like the little sister, but
Yeah.
Oh,
it had red hair just like she does, so that I would remember backstage that she was with me. I cried when she gave me that. It was the sweetest thing ever. So a shout out to Braylee. I'm so excited because she is going to compete for IUM and I cannot wait to see her at internationals.
oh, break the leg, Braylee.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. So, what is the one piece of advice you would give people who want to be in this industry?
Oh, this is hard because I have talked to so many girls into competing with pageantry. But I think that the biggest thing is every stereotype you've ever thought of pageantry, forget it. Because toddlers and tiaras is not pageantry.
Right.
And
Right.
just because one pageant that you've seen was glitz, that's not every single part of pageantry. Glitz pageantry is a big part of pageantry. So is scholarship. So is natural. Every single part is different and it's completely unique. I compete in scholarship pageants exclusively. So don't think that one thing that you've seen about pageants defines every single experience that you'll ever have. I've had so many people make really bad and wrong assumptions, especially about like, since I'm a title holder, they're like, oh, you do this as a pageant queen? That's crazy. And I'm like, nope, wrong kind of pageant. So every person that I have convinced to come and compete in a pageant, including my own sister and her best friend, neither of which have ever considered pageantry, I have always made sure to explain that what you're doing and what I'm doing is completely separate from some of the things that you may not like seeing on social media or on the internet or whatever it is. Every part of pageantry is different.
Right. Oh, that's great
That
advice.
is, yeah. So in addition to all you have going on, what's next for you?
I honestly have no idea. I might be taking a break from pageantry in order to focus on my schoolwork but who knows? Maybe I'll come back to IUM. I'm not entirely sure right now, but I know for a fact that my journey with IUM isn't over. So even if I don't compete again, I'm absolutely going to come on as staff as soon as I'm old enough because IUM is my home. And I feel like saying that after being a part of it for only 3 years, whereas Carly has been with IUM for years and years and years. It seems crazy, but if you experience IUM, you will never go back. It is unforgettable and it has changed my entire life.
Wow. That's no, that's awesome to just know
To
you
have you
want to
have a
be
place.
exactly that no to know
Yeah,
you have a place.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
no
great.
matter what I do or who I become, I can always come back to IUM.
That's
that's
awesome.
awesome. So what is the one thing you want our audience to know about you?
Well, I feel like I've touched on a lot of my
You
Yeah,
personality.
you did.
really have. Get
That
that
my
one.
favorite color is purple. I'm an absolute bookworm, and I don't have a favorite book. That's basically sacrilegious asking a book nerd if they have a favorite book because there's too many.
Yeah.
Um, oh, I haven't said my favorite animal. My favorite animal is a snow leopard because they're so pretty and majestic and adorable,
Yeah.
and they're also like the goofiest cats ever. I love cats, but I also have a dog. And I only have my one sister and my parents. That's our little family unit. Um, but honestly, I think the biggest thing that I want the audience to take away from this is that, well, one, IUM is like the greatest system ever. Coming from a person who has competed in many pageant systems, a lot of the bigger ones, not just, little Miss Swamp Festival like there are in South Carolina. I promise I've competed in bigger pageants. You can look back on my social media, but IUM is life changing. Even if you only compete at a state pageant, even if you don't win a state pageant, or if you are a state title holder, or if you go on to internationals, it doesn't matter how much you experience IUM, you will never be the same. It is so completely breathtaking and life changing that you'll never go back. You'll never want to go anywhere else. IUM is so fantastic. And I don't, how many times have I said that in this talk? I don't know, 40 million times,
You're
but
kind of making me want to go be a pageant girl. And again, I don't like people looking at me. So there you go.
well, I mean, you can still absolutely participate in IUM. Just coming and watching internationals is so, so fun because every single girl is family, not treated like family. We are family.
That's
Now
pretty
you
We
cool.
are called a sisterhood for a reason. The sisterhood is teal for a reason because IUM is a family. Regardless of how much you've been involved in IUM, you are one of our sisters. And
and
that's why every single queen with International United Miss, both international and national, are entered into the sorority automatically. We are the Omega Pi Epsilon sorority. We have our own hand signal, and every single girl is a lifetime sorority member. And it is really fantastic to see because At this point, we have so many sorority girls, and the number of them that come back for every internationals is fantastic.
That's awesome. That is the one thing I got without you ever even saying it, that you guys are truly family.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing
Yeah.
that I was able to pick up on and take away from immediately. And that's great.
And the coolest thing ever is it works exactly like a family because each court of 10 queens, we're like our own little family unit. And then internationals is when we see all of the cousins and the other siblings. It's like all these different family units that come together and it's like, "Oh, okay, this is the 2019 family." But it's like a big, huge extended family. Everybody is related.
That's cool.
That is. All right. So last question. Where can people find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram and Facebook with both of these handles at IUM Junior Teen or Focus Out with Hensley, and that's no caps, all one word, no spaces. And then you can also find, if you're struggling to find the IUM Junior Teen account, you can also look at International United Miss. Almost everything that we post gets put on the International United Miss official um, organization Instagram, so you can look on there, and you can also find all of my sister queens and all of the past royalty as followers and posted on the International United Miss Facebook and Instagram.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much for having me.
We have truly enjoyed having you on.
All right. Well, thank you. Did you guys enjoy the show? I know we did. Thanks to Hensley for joining us today. Make sure to check out her social media. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.